TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The final results aren't in, but we can say at this point it looks like Moorhead voters will approve a plan to tear down the current high school and build a new.
As of right now, the results are showing 3,053 yeses to 1,052 noes. That's with half of the precincts counted. If this holds, the $110 million bond not only will build a new high school, but also turn the old Sam's Club into a career academy.
Now, we're hoping to bring you the final results a little later in this newscast or on the website, valleynewslive.com.
Don't forget to lock your doors. Someone broke into a South Fargo home, rearranged items inside, and then took off. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard talked with neighbors who want you to be aware of someone scouting the streets.
Discomfort. You know, you don't expect leaving your home, going to work, and coming home and your house being rearranged or someone being inside it, whether it's during the day or evening.
Cameron Doctor and others living in the area between 13th Avenue South and Prairie Wood Golf Course were startled when they opened the Neighbors app to this. Someone posted that their mother went outside to their door unlocked. When she came back, things had been moved around and the door was locked. Whoever came in probably wasn't aware that another family member was inside and ran off when they heard him calling. Many of the neighbors that we spoke with today said their houses already come with installed security cameras on their home. They say this extra set of eyes makes all the difference. People in the neighborhood told me about a few car break-ins. This man saying he's seen a man walking up and down West Gateway Circle South every day at 9 a.m.
Just see him walking.
Walking?
Yeah, just walking. And every once in a while you'll see him going back this way too. So
he described him as looking the same as the same man in a comment under the original post, a man in a black hoodie.
Watch your surroundings, and you never know in this day and age what you're going to find. So, you know, people are pretty crafty sometimes and follow you places, and you just kind of have to, know what's going on around you.
Tarno says you need to pay more attention to what's going on in your surroundings. Times have changed. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
If you see any suspicious activity in your neighborhood, the people we talk to say it helps to use a community app to keep your neighbors in the loop. Now, to learn more about them, go to our website, valleynewslive.com.
The FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for the disappearance and death of Joseph James Bruce Sr. The 40-year-old was reported missing in Grand Forks in July of last year. He was last seen in the areas of Devil's Lake and Fort Totten in late June. His van was later found on the Spirit Lake Reservation. Anyone with information should call this phone number, 763-569-6011.
The search continues tonight for the members of a Mexican drug cartel that ambushed and killed 9 Americans along a road in Mexico. 5 of those victims were from Williston, North Dakota. According to a family member, Heather Miller, 30-year-old Ranita Miller, 12-year-old Howard Miller, 10-year-old Crystal Miller, and 8-month-old twins Titus and Tiana Miller were from Williston. The family was on a vacation at a vacation home in a Mormon community in northern Mexico and are dual citizens. This according to U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer.
We don't know why they were attacked and why the mothers were killed. This is an attack against innocence, against families, wives and children.
We have to have a strategy that goes after the root of the problem, and that is the cartel itself.
Also tells us there isn't a clear answer to solving this. Family members say at least 7 kids survived, but some suffered serious injuries from gunshot wounds.
Questions tonight from people living in the Wahpeton area about their local Dairy Queen. The doors are locked and the lights turned off, but there are no signs saying what happened.
Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer investigates what's going on.
Well, I hope they open back up soon. Amy Hagerty comes to this Dairy Queen a lot. In fact, she says she's here almost every day. But when she pulled up today to go through the drive-thru, no one was there to take her order.
Kind of sad. It's hungry for some chicken.
The doors locked and the chairs resting upside down on the table.
Does it surprise you? A little bit.
She, along with a handful of hopeful customers, tell us this DQ is always busy, leaving them scratching their heads and wondering what happened.
Maybe they lost money. I'm not sure.
We wanted to know the same thing, so we dug a little deeper, looking for the owner. According to the city, a trust company owns the property, but they're not the ones who run the actual business. And as of lately, this isn't the only business in the valley leaving customers wanting their food. Just last week, we told you about the Marco's Pizza and Wingstop on 45th Street in Fargo abruptly closing up shop. We tried calling the people who run those stores last week and never heard back, but tried again today. Once again, haven't heard a thing. We also visited the address listed for the company in Moorhead, but it brought us to another Dairy Queen. As for Amy and the other devoted customers in town, they're waiting to hear what happened to their DQ. In the meantime, the closest one is across state lines in Breckenridge, Minnesota. In Wahpeton, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
The company that ran the Marco's Pizza and Wingstop on 45th in Fargo is called Anderson Franchise Investments. According to a LinkedIn page of the CFO, they operate a handful of Dairy Queen locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. We also reached out to the corporate office for Dairy Queen. We have not heard back yet.
Officials are urging you to have a plan in case a fire ever starts in your home. 3 children were killed and another seriously hurt when a Michigan home was engulfed in flames. Officials say it's important to look at what can be done to prevent tragedies like these from happening again. The American Red Cross says having a plan where you and your kids can get out of every room in the house within 2 minutes is crucial.
That 2 minutes can go really fast, and so mapping out your escape plan and then practicing it is very important, just to be sure that you've got a timer and that everybody can get out in 2 minutes, because if you don't, that's unfortunately when fatalities or injuries can happen.
Also, make sure you have a meeting place so that everyone can be accounted for.
The city of Fargo is looking to keep improving its housing and community development. On the agenda tonight for the next couple of years is creating more options for affordable childcare, along with the need of more activities for kids outside of school. Tonight, people living in town and local business leaders had a chance to sit down and discuss these issues. They also brought their concerns to the table and suggested ways to improve the city.
Well, number one, there isn't enough money to go around, so we really do have to prioritize. And so those of us that want something done need to be able to say something, or at least need to be upfront and express our needs.
City officials say they need more feedback to help shape their actions.
If you're looking for your flu shot, you might not have a lot of luck. Local pharmacies and hospitals are experiencing a shortage of flu vaccines right now. There's a delayed shipment for some types of the vaccine, which means you could be turned away. With it being one of the peak months for flu activity, experts say it's important that you still take action to avoid getting sick. Autumn Nelson with Sanford Health says hand hygiene is big again, as always.
We highly recommend to wash your hands. If you are sick, have a fever, body aches, to stay home. If you do have a cough or runny nose, just to cover your mouth when you do cough.
Also, make sure you still try and get your flu shot. Nelson says it's only certain types of the vaccine that are delayed, so ask your doctor or nurse what your options are.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
All right, another cool day across the valley today. We did get a chance to see just a little bit of sunshine. That felt nice, but it certainly had to struggle to warm us up. 22, your current temperature out there. Feels like 16 degrees with a south wind at 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at temperatures across the region. Generally near 20 across the board. 24, one of the warmer readings for you in Jamestown. And it's 15 in Bemidji and 11 this hour in Baudette. Well, factor in the wind chills, and we are in those teens for most locations to around 20 degrees. Here's a look at a batch of snow showers moving through the Minot area, drifting slowly to the south and east. Clouds along that boundary as well. A few flakes being picked up not far from Grand Forks. And southern Minnesota seeing a track of light snow from the Sioux Falls area right through Marshall and down in towards the Rochester area. For us, as we head to bed tonight, those snow showers we see out near Minot will be drifting through southeast North Dakota. Not all of us will see snow, and those that do will see a few tenths the way things are looking. And as we rise and shine, temperatures will be in the teens for almost all of us, maybe near 20 where the snow showers are. All in all, it looks like a cool and crisp start to our day. Once again, tomorrow looks brisk. I mean, the wind is going to be breezy, 15 to 20 miles per hour, maybe even more at times, straight out of the north. So it's going to have a bite to it throughout the entirety of the day. We have a chance at seeing a few rays of sun, but they won't go very far in warming us up. And a chance for hit and miss flurries of snow across north central and northwest Minnesota for your afternoon. In Fargo-Moorhead, there'll be a chance of a flurry here and points south first thing in the morning. Otherwise, cloudy to start, temperatures near 20, rising only into the upper 20s for the afternoon, and with winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour from the northwest. It will feel wind chilly throughout the day. Tomorrow evening, well, it looks like more clouds in the forecast and temperatures in the 20s across the board. We may even see a few of you only reaching the teens for the afternoon in the northeast quadrant of North Dakota. Here's a great shot of the Grant Marsh Bridge. The Sorley Bridge, I should say. We're talking the Grand Forks area. Thanks so much for sharing your photo. Here's a look at your Thursday forecast. There is more sun, not a lot more warmth. For that, we'll have to wait till Friday. We'll bump things up to a very balmy 36 degrees. Hopefully you find ways to stay cool in heat like that as we head into your weekend. For the big Bison game, a few snow showers. It looks breezy and 32 degrees for your temperature. Then we go very chilly once again with highs only in the teens and low 20s as we go from Sunday into early next week.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
More results are coming in. This one for the DGF School District bond project. Right now, the results are showing 415 yeses, 284 noes. That's just counting one of 3 precincts. The school district is asking voters to approve a more than $40 million bond project. The district says the money would help with safety and security, create a 21st century learning environment, and help with student-teacher ratios.